Okay, so what's up everyone? So in today's video we'll talk about the differences between royal lands and high, low, mid outlands, so basically black zones. So right now I'm in the black zone. In my opinion, I'll just say that straight away. Black zones are a lot better, and I will show and we'll talk about why, how, especially in the late game. Of course, I'm talking about late game. So the first thing, when we take a look at the map, you can see that there's basically, so here is the royal outlands, or like just royal lands in general. Here you can see, so there's few red zones, there isn't many of them, and then there's yellows, blues and stuff. The first main thing is that basically only in royal lands there's like 10, 15, I would say, maybe 20 black zones, and that's it. In black, so that is in royal lands, there's only like 20 red zones. In here, so in black zone there is, I would say, 100. Yeah, I would say 100 black zones. So basically all the high tier materials and stuff are between 100 things. So that means that still, like, the player base, I would say 70%, 80% plays in royal lands, because there's like new players, so they just farm like blues, yellows, maybe sometimes goes to red and stuff. And why, in my opinion, blacks are really good, so black lands and stuff are really good, is because, first of all, of course, this is the only place where you can get tier 7 ones. So for example, whenever you click on the map, you can see what type of resource and what level you can gather here, and you can see that here is the tier 7 zones. For example, here is the tier 8 zone, so here spawns tier 8 mobs. So this is one of the, I would say this is the best fame with the like 7-8 man group in game in general. So basically in high outlands there is, first of all, 20% more fame for killing mobs. So whenever you kill mob in a black zone, you will have 20% more fame than you would get in royal lands. And the same is with like silver, 20% more silver. Of course that's not a big deal, but yeah, as well as the war camps that you kill. So basically there is like, in every zone there's like 4 or 5 like open world, those camps and stuff. You can kill them and get 20,000 without any tax or whatever. In red zones and in yellows that is slight difference, and it's lower than the black. So it was like at the start, the first week or two, people were only farming them and they got huge amount of money. So also the difference has been, for example, when you fight in yellow land or whatever, a GVG, there is a cap, so there's a 6.1 gear cap. In the red and in the black zones there isn't any cap, so you can bring 8.3 and everyone like, so basically at the end game everything matters about the what gear you have and what masteries you have. And for new players and stuff, yellow zone, so like fighting in yellow zone or whatever is a lot better because there's a cap, and everyone, like, if you bring the higher gear cap, so the higher gear, that means 6.1, you are equivalent to other 6.1 team, even if they have a bit more higher masteries and stuff. It's like 50-50, because like in a black zone, if someone has 100 masteries but you have only 50, they will be a lot stronger than you, and you will see that in a late game. Right now a lot of people are trying to push that and stuff, because that's why we don't see like huge amount of like JVGs and stuff. We still see a lot of them, but not as much. Because a lot of people are still trying to fame farm, and whenever, like, after a month or so, when they get everything 100 out of 100, they'll just start like owning half of the lands and stuff. That's also why I still like the low outland or mid outland like guilds, who doesn't really do a lot of things and have a good GVG team. They're still living and still own territories, because like all the big guilds are only fighting their own wars between like stronger guilds, as well as still fame farming and doing other things. So that's one of the huge differences. Is, of course, like we can see in high outlands there is a 23% that you can get enchanted things and stuff. In the red zone it's only 6%, so it's like 4 times more you have a chance to get enchanted resources like 0.1s, 0.2s, 0.3s. And whenever like you'll farm an hour in a red zone, an hour in a black zone, you'll see a lot bigger difference in that almost every single thing is shiny. So everything is enchanted, mainly. Like 70-80%. Of course, yeah, in the black zone, there's big difference is that there's a lot fewer people. So in a map, maybe like in a normal gathering map, there's like 3-4 people. Sometimes 5-10. In the red zone, there's always like 10-15 guys. Fewer people are flagged up, few are not. So the difference between that, as a gatherer, you have a lot of like chance to get all the resource for yourself. But the big thing risk is that if you die, you lose everything, and you don't see if there is someone flagged up or not. In the red zone, there you see a counter that shows how many people are flagged up. So then you know if there's a risk or you're just chilling and stuff. There's 0 people, and then there's like 5-10 people. You know that you need to change the map and you need to be a lot more careful. In black zone, there isn't anything like that. The good thing for like black zone is that there's always 2 territories, so like it's a lot safer, as well as all the entrances are safe zones. So whenever you go through the entrance, you get a bubble, as well as here you're just like the guard zone, especially like if your guild owns at least 1 or 2 territories. Of course, the really good thing is the tier 8 resources in the territories. You can like raid them. You can do that in a yellow zone or whatever. The huge also difference is that you can see this type of like blue dungeons. They are one of the best fame per hour, as well as this big thing, so no respite, like I showed in the rare mount video and carpet of bones and silkling vultures and stuff. There are really like huge amount of fame. Like you always need at least 10-15 people, but you can see like this map is huge, and all of here is mobs who give like 5,000 per kill. So like the mobs are really huge, as well as there's weekly and daily bosses from which you can get a lot more fame, as well as a lot more like artifact things, a lot of rare things, rare mounts, rare items, maybe sometimes 0.2s, 0.3s or whatever. So the next difference as well is Hellgates. So Hellgates, you can only like, if you want to go to red or black Hellgates, you can only like go through this map, so all the red zones. Like there's, like I said, 10 or 15 only of them. Haven't counted myself, but yeah, there should be like 10-15 red zones. In a black zone, you can almost enter every single map has a black zone. And not in black zone, I mean the portal that you can enter a Hellgate. So a lot of times, not like people will not try to like. Usually, you only will get the fight in a Hellgate. And if you will get the fight, that will be an open world. The really bad thing about black zones, or like the main thing why people don't come here, is because there's a lot, 10 or 15 people. But the main thing is that those 10-15 people, commonly known as zergs, are usually at the portal area where there's more people. So I would say if you're a gatherer, definitely go through 1 zone away or even 2 zones away. Even if you don't own the land, you will see a lot fewer people, and there will not be as many of them. As well as all the war camps, so these places are your personal / private chests, which you can put and no one can take out of them nothing. So those, like, these things are good. So what I usually do is just like I gather, I put in war camp, and then whenever I need, I have my friends, they just escort me and stuff. So that's basically, of course, here is like, in black zones there will be higher mobs, that means higher fame, and they will be stronger and stuff. So basically they made this release that there is only few blue dungeons and stuff. So yeah, there's fewer of them than in, for example, than in the blue or red zone. But still, always people like, I would say in the dungeons they're almost the same risk. There isn't as many like solo dungeons, like only in Ronald Singh there's like solo bit of the dungeons and stuff. In a black zone there's a bit more of them, so sometimes you can encounter someone and get PvP in that type of area. As well as the main thing, the reputation. You can, like, whenever you kill someone, you lose your reputation, so it means that the flagging up system, you need to be flagged up, and you lose reputation if you kill someone. In a black zone you don't lose anything, so you could kill 1,000 people and still be able to kill 1,000 people. If you kill 1,000 people in a red zone, you will, like, the first 100 or 50 kills, you'll already be kicked out of red zone, and you'll be only enter black zone. So that's why not a lot of people are here, as well as like you will really rarely see a zergs being a red zone, because they know that they will could like kill people hour or two, and then they will lose all their reputation, they will be kicked out, and not people like people don't want to be kicked out of the red zone, so that means they only can enter Caerleon as well as black zone. Also about the reputation thing is that you cannot do any expeditions or whatever. Of course that is not a big thing for higher people and stuff, but yeah, expeditions are a blue zone, so if you can enter them, you need to have at least suspicious, so be below suspicious. So that's one of the main things. As well, if you want free or whatever fame. As well, yeah, like I said, like this type of mammoths and stuff, as well as many enchanted, as you can see right here. Like for example, these two already enchanted. Here, these are 0.1s. Like there's a lot enchanted things, as well as I would say here is more higher risk, but 10 times higher reward. Okay, let's go back to the map. So basically the thing is that really good in my opinion is in a SMAM that usually spawns every 24 hours. Let's click on it. So yeah, it's also, oh no, it spawns every day or two. So the next respawn will be in day and 7 hours. The thing is in yellow zones that if you die you don't lose anything, only 10% thing is trash. So that's why you see a lot of times people in red zone, like there's one guy who just randomly trolls you and cannot allow all the team enter the gate, or like for example in Rowan Wood there's a hell gate, but everyone knows that if they die they don't lose anything, they just troll you and don't allow your team to go into the gate by just auto attacking you and just running away, because the hell gates have 1 minute or 2 like this spawn time, so if you don't enter really fast then you can like, yeah, the gate can despawn really fast. Good thing that they implemented the 15 minute cooldown or whatever, the timer, so that's good. And yeah, of course in the blue zones there's also a few dungeons, but they're really easy and really low fame. Also the main thing is that if you do a lot of gathering and stuff, you can go higher reputation. So if you go, let's see, if you go glorious reputation, you get a bit slayer, like 5 or 10% more bonus if a flagged guy is killing you, so 5-10% that you are not flagged up, and when someone flags up they have 5-10% less like damage as well as the defense against players and stuff in the red zone, but that shouldn't be a big thing. But yeah, some people are glorious, so it works like that. If you're glorious you lose 1000 reputation per one, so if a red zone guy who is flagged up kills a glorious guy, he loses 1000 reputation. If you kill a noble, then you lose only 500. So it's basically like the maximum capacity is 20,000. So if you kill 20 glorious people, you're already out of the red zone. So that's why a lot of people times like red zone gankers don't kill glorious people, because they know that they will be really fast kicked out, and that's not worth. So this basically is in short, guys, about like royals versus outlands and stuff. I can also at the end will show a picture that will like show in comparison for like enchanted resources and stuff. So one of our guildmates just posted that, and I wanted to show in today's video. So basically when you take a look at this picture, you can see this is of course in high outlands, 1 zone away from in Mudpool where right now I am. You can see 4 or even 5.3 skins as well as 0.2s and stuff. They're basically like high outlands are really like this thing you can see like once a day or twice a day even. In a low outlands, when I was a week or 2 weeks in a different guild, I didn't see ever this type of thing. I only saw 1.3 whatever skin in 24 hours. So basically there's a huge difference in that. You like at the start it seems that it's like, oh yeah, it's like 6% in low outlands and 23 in high outlands. It's a really big chance. Like this type of picture what I just showed you like wouldn't be basically possible in a low outlands and in a royal lands. So that's basically that. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. Also tune into my streams. You can follow me on Twitter as well as on Twitch, so you know whenever I go live, as well as we post new videos. Let me know new suggestions and stuff. The next also video should be about like low outlands comparison to high outlands, what are the like minuses, what are like bonuses and stuff. As well as in future I'll show how to like create a really good island, what type of tricks you like, what type of tricks and tips you need to have, and what like you need to grow, how much money you can make like by just waiting every 24 hours and 22 hours. So that will be in the future. So I hope you enjoy. Click like, subscribe, and I see you in the next one. Peace.